This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com. Hey everybody, it's your old pal Rob. Today we're going to be looking at a game, a little something different from our good friends at Weird Miniatures. That is Bayou Bash. Okay, this is going to be coming out this August. It's a really unique type of race game where you're not trying to win as much as you are trying to gain the most fans. And whoever has the most fans at the end of the game, guess what? On the track wins the game. Let's go down, take a look. I'm not going to explain all the rules. I'm going to give you a nice overview of it, and then we'll take it from there, and then we'll come back and I'll give you my thoughts. Now, I just made a quick little makeshift track here, but you're going to get tons and tons of different tracks, and they're two-sided, so you're going to be able to play on different sides, which are going to affect the game. All the terrain here is going to affect you. The game is really unique, and you're going to come with you're going to be able to play either the pig, which is over here, the wild jest, which is here, which is really kind of cool. As you can see, the artwork is fantastic. The rooster or the rabbit. Now, for all intents and purposes, I'm just going to push some people ahead here, like so. And just so we can have a feel that the race is kind of started. The person that is in last place always goes first. Now, it's weird because you could be here, okay, and yet that person here is in first, is ahead of you, okay, because they are on the inside part of the track. Okay, so that would be actually be in second place, where this person would be all the way in fourth place, the last person to go, because they are on the outside and have more spaces to go to get around the track. It's very well detailed in the card, but just for all intents and purposes, we're going to say that it's the rooster's turn. And just to kind of show you that you're going to be trying to get some special tokens. So these golden carrots are going to help you use some of these abilities. You can only have a maximum of 3 golden tickets. How do you get those? Well, you can either get them by the cards. There may be something on the event deck. And on top of that, you are going to you can showboat and possibly get a special card. Your turn order goes as follows. The person that is farthest or in last, and we'll just say that just for all intents and purposes, that the rooster is last, they're going to go first in a turn. What's going to happen is we're going to turn over an event card. Now, these event cards can change and do all kinds of different things. Like for instance, this one, gunshot. Nobody can ram each other, okay, for a turn. So that means you're not going to be able to put any fans. But what this does do, each racer gains a fan. So they would be able to put a fan on the field. If the fan gets ever rammed or anything like that, or hit, they are going to come off. But you want these fans on the field. And for instance, I would put that one right there. Because if you can keep them safe and they don't get hit, at the end of the game, whoever has the most fans is going to win the game. You're going to get 3 additional fans for finishing first, so you can put them anywhere. So, for instance, you can put them all in the back here where they can't get hit again, and they are all going to count as victory points for you and help you. To take your turn, you're going to do the event phase, as you just saw we did, and then you would do the racing phase. Now, this is where you are going to turn over one of these cards, and as you can see, we got 1 token. We could place a barrel anywhere we want, and the components are ridiculous in this, by the way. I want to put it far enough ahead where, okay, there we go, where it's going to get, well, you can't do that, but I can do that. And then I would roll one of these dice, okay? This is a nimble dice, and I rolled a 1. So I'm going to move up 1, okay? On a different card, you may roll, oh boy, that's a problem right there. and you're going to roll all these dice, and then you're going to have to resolve all these dice. Now that wasn't great for you. Okay, so you've got 5 where you can kind of be nimble, you can move ahead, but you also have a stagger. This lightning bolt means a stagger, and you're going to take this token and you're going to put it on your card. So essentially I'm going to move 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then, well, I would have to plan out how I want to do this. I might want to go 1, 2, yeah, and then 1, 2, 3. Okay, I would want to do that. And then on this one, I would try to move over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the problem is that I have a stagger token. And then I would have to roll this. Okay? And this could be a disaster. Well, I got an additional fan. But there are different symbols on here. It might tell me, if I came up with that I would have to move forward and move diagonally off. I would come off the track, and that would be a disaster for me, because then I fell off the track. I would have to remove the racer from the track and place a skull there, as you see right there. Okay, remove the racer from the track. Place a skull marker on the space for which you fell off. I'm going to gain another stagger token. I would have to discard a fan and my movement, and then I would actually lose turns. So it would be a disaster. Everybody else would have a chance, and the effects of falling off a track or getting rammed is pretty bad. There are ways that you can ram somebody, and you would gain, I'd gain another fan, okay? And that would push that person over there. So now their turn would go, depending on what they would turn, and boy, that would be kind of tough. Moving in between the tracks and the hazards and stuff can be very, very hazardous, especially as the dice speed up. You're not allowed to move as much. Water, well, that would cause you to get a stagger token. Again, you would have to roll this nasty dice, which will move you anywhere you want. If you run into a rock, you're going to stop your movement right then and there. If you ever ram into a fan, that's going to discard the fan for that particular person, or yourself if you can't control where you're going. A lot of different variances and strategies. When you think you've got everything all figured out, these jockey decks mess everything up and make it very hard for you. And as you can see, you're going to get all kinds of different things. I mean, look at all the dice that you have to roll. Book it and cook it. That's one called. But you also get real ones that'll slow you down. Let's see if we can find some of them. Oh, there you go. Where you're only going to get, as you can see, you could prance. You could place a barrel, get a token, and roll one of these dice. Now these only have 2s and 3s on them, and of course the stagger thing. These go all the way up from 3, 4, and 5. So you really have to try to plan on how you're going to do things, and then the unpredictability of the cards really make this interesting. Like I said, it's a race to the finish, but it's not about the finish. It's how many fans can you capture to win and get the most fans onto the field. All right, let's go up top and get my final thoughts on this very unique game, Bayou Bash, from our good friends at Weird Miniatures. Now, when I first got this, I go, well, this is a little different. It's kind of a mixture of a kid game and something for an adult. But this is a very strategic and very unique game, and pretty funny at that. I love the fact that you leave all these fans and you can ram into them, and ramming into your opponent gives you fans because they get pumped up when you do all kinds of stuff. You're going to be trying to get golden carrots, like I said, and to get your abilities, and there's such a fine balance that when you pull your jockey card, you're not sure what you're going to get. You might put yourself in a position where you might be able to get somewhere and with some good speed, and you think you're safe, and then you get a card that just is like, okay, you got to roll like 15 dice. and then you find yourself in a whole bunch of trouble. The unpredictability, the some of the hysterical cards really make this a unique experience, and a good one at that. I highly suggest this. I think this is a fun game. The different tracks you can make, there's so much replayability. It's a racing game that's not a racing game, and anytime you can ram, it's a demolition derby, get your fans on the field, feel good, smash everything up game. And it's fun. And that's the most important thing, is it's a lot of fun. You know, I showed you the track, you know, I just makeshift my own, but you get so many pieces that you can do so many different things with. There's just no end to it. And getting to the finish line does help you, because if you're the first one there, you're going to get 3 fans to place on the track, and you know, before anybody else. So I think that's really important and really can help you out. Getting there and getting the advantage and getting the most fans wins you the game. How you do it in style or whatever the cool little figures that you're going to pick is up to you. Until next time, it's your old pal Rob. Definitely check this game out. A really unique thing from our good friends at Weird. We shall see you soon. Take it easy, everybody.